Maheshwari and Prashant Jain from TVS. Gaurav is project lead in test and verification, over 9 years of experience in developing C and C++. Prashant is a senior engineer at test and verification with over 7.5 years in testing of software. These two guys are developing our EDA tools, and they're going to talk about our EDA tool, asureSign.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us the chance to speak. So today we are going to discuss something about a solution that has evolved after a long study of how the things are going into the market, into the industry. From say what we have done is we have found a solution to a day-to-day problem that we are working upon, like related to verification. See, every day we are facing this situation that we are not very sure that we have done sufficient verification on the part that for our product, and this is say related to sign off. And the second thing we are very not sure of related to the release dates. So this is the solution that we have came up. This is the agenda for that. I will request my Prashant to discuss.
Sure. So we'll discuss the problems that hardware industry is facing. So the problem is related to requirement sign-off, and the second is related to release determinism. What do you mean by requirement sign-off? When we have when we have certain sets of requirements, then and we have written some tests for those requirements. So we are not sure if we don't have any statistics or analysis tool. So we cannot be sure like we have tested all the requirements, or our verifications tests are covering all the requirements. So the problem with this is sometimes we may under verify that product, or sometimes we may over verify. And if we do the under verifications, then it might be possible that customers might come and say you have this bug in your product. So the second problem is, even if your verification engineer has written very good verification script and all that, and they have tested, but there's like if they don't have any analysis tool, then there's no way they can demonstrate to the management or the senior managers like they have covered all these things. And the third problem is, like, if we drop some verifications, then how those verifications, drop of those verifications is going to affect my requirements. Similarly, if I drop some requirements, how this is going to affect my product or the verification part. So if we don't have an analysis tool, so it's very difficult to predict the release date, like when we are ready to market our product, and we might miss some verifications tests which are very much required for the functionality of that product. Yeah.
So as a consequence, if we are missing anything, what problem we are facing is related to the release dates, time to the market. If we fail on that, then again it's a very big setback on the part of our brand image. The second thing is that we are not able to decide on the dates. We will be able to deliver by this date, or we will fail. We must run this number of test cases, or we should not. Say we are not doing the over verification, or we are doing under verification. So this is always questions that are hanging in your mind. So we have came up with this solution. There are a lot of confusions and questions in our mind. So there is some small solution. The solution is catered according to your needs. This solution fits in any domain. It can be software industry, it can be hardware industry, it can be embedded industry. So everywhere, the main thing is that if you are able to measure your requirements, then we are able to provide a solution that can track your requirements, track it to the source code, track it over the years of development, so that you can always make the right decision on right time. So this is asureSign. We are showcasing asureSign. asureSign is a tracking tool. So its main purpose is to collect the status. Any kind of test you're running, all the coverages. We don't force that you need to run with a particular test case in this manner or use these tools to run the test cases. This application fits everywhere on almost all platforms. So it helps you to provide accurate information about verification efforts for both software and hardware projects. So this is what asureSign supports. Prashant?
So like we can use this association tool for pre-silicon hardware verification and then post-silicon and also software testing. And since this is the analysis tool, so using this tool we can make sure that we are doing the optimized verifications. We are not over verifying it and we are not under verifying it. And since using this analysis tools, we can do the impact analysis also using, which means, as I talked earlier, if I change any requirement, so how that change in requirement is going to affect my verification plan or my product. Similarly, if I change some verifications or some tests, how that is going to affect my requirements. So we will get the data of all these changes. Yeah. So we'll talk about.
So as you can see in this slide, there are three things where asureSign supports. That is impact analysis related to change analysis, time to market, as well as improving area, where you can easily map with your source code what all test cases you have executed or what all matrices are related to that particular version of the source code. So it can easily help you identify what all gray areas are there. So where you are putting more efforts or where you are losing your efforts, where you are putting under efforts. So once you are sure, based on the graphs, based on the complete history of your product, then you can easily decide, and this will create a win-win situation for you. So this is how the things are working. Say for a hardware industry, they come up with certain requirements that they are trying to verify. The same requirements are also provided to our tool. Say, and you are running certain regression tests also. That is, sorry, over here, and there are certain scripts that help you achieve that. So we are using the same data that you are using, and we are doing automating the things into a tool. So this tool also supports somewhat automation. Say you can control the tool using the automation test scripts or scripts that can provide the input to the application, and you can generate the reports based on that.
So this is the snapshot. Like this is how the tool will give you the snapshot of your current status of your product. Suppose if a manager wants to see what's the progress of my verifications on where my product is. So here user can see on the left side, you'll see all the modules or all the requirements, and then you'll get this statistics which says defined, mapped, executed, and buzzing. So when you say you have these many defined goals, and these are the map test cases, and out of these are the executed, and so you will get a percentage of say as of now, as of current date, 50% tests are passing, but 50% are failing. So you'll also get the details of which test cases are passing and which are failing. So you'll get, okay, we'll talk about that later. So here, this is a terminology. So when you say requirement, so requirement means feature for our tool. So we break that feature into sub-feature and some more sub-features. And the leaf node is goals. And goal is mapped directly to the test. It may be one test or it may map to the multiple tests. And this will give you the metrics, like what is the result, how many goals are passing, what's the passing percentage.
So based on this, it is that we can control, or this tool is useful throughout the industry. As we have already stated, say software industry, hardware industry, embedded industry, everyone requires some decision making. And this decision making, if it is based on certain sets or clear-cut reports, then it is going to definitely help you in a timely decision. Wastage of effort can be removed, and this will reduce the cost of the product also. So somewhere, if you just pay attention to this, these are the regressions towards the bottom of the screen here. These are the efforts that you are putting on a day-to-day basis. So again, you can monitor. It can be a hardware engineer, it can be a software engineer, or it can be a manager. He can keep track of all the things, what is happening on a day-to-day basis. And these help us to generate the complete graph. This graph can make you help identify what all could be the areas to improvement and how the gray areas can be covered, or it can help you identify which verifications you can drop or which requirements you can drop if based on the requirements. Say if there are certain requirements that you target as these are mandatory, and certain requirements you say that these are, if they are good, we can achieve, they are good to market. So we can easily identify which we can drop. So what all asureSign provides, apart from this answer to the questions like what we are going to do. asureSign is, there is support for a command line APIs. So you can easily run this application with existing set of tools and applications. You don't need to create a separate interface for this or separate user for this. Anyone who is running any tool from the hardware industry, software industry can use this tool. Just they need to provide the inputs what they are till now using, they are using in their existing tool. The second thing is bulk import of requirements. You do not need to provide all the requirements in one-to-one basis. You can go and do it on a bulk basis. The third is the tool supports rich GUI. Here you can generate customized reports. You can generate certain XML files that you can again use into some third-party application to generate reports in your format you are using till now. The main thing is result comparison. On day-to-day basis, you can compare to regressions and can see what is the actual status. Right now, what we are supporting is on the basis of a relational database. So this relational database, this gives you advantage that you can take the advantage of client-server technology. Multiple asureSign clients can be communicating with the same database. So it means that multiple people can be working together, and a manager the progress, he can use this application to track the progress. The next is the version control system. We are supporting almost all version control system like Git, SVN, ClearCase. So asureSign works with all of them. And the last but not the least is unified coverage database. This is a standard in the hardware industry from the Mentor. So we are supporting right now this product also. So what is in the asureSign future? We are going to support integrating unified coverage interoperability standard, UCIS. That is going to be a standard across the industry. So based on this, again, we are enhancing the product. We are also in a development phase, so we can customize the application based on the requirements of the client.
So this verification perspective is basically what? Suppose you have your goals, you have defined your goals, you have your test. And now you want to say, like, if out of these 10 goals, if these 1, 2, and 5 are passing, then make it as gold. Or if all are passing, then make it as platinum. Or you can say beta release or production release. So based on this, you can make sure you can get the snapshot whether my current product is in the beta release or in the production release or in the alpha release. So you can define all the milestones based on your requirements, and then you can define the goals which should be included in that particular milestone, and along with their percentage. Like if you say for particular requirement, I don't need 100%, I just need 50%. If that particular requirement is passing 50%, I'm okay with that. I'm ready to go live. So you can define those verifications in the verification perspective. The next point is like creating an XML file for a comment is a bit cumbersome. So what you can do is you can create your comments in the Excel format, and then you can convert that into the XML file, which you can directly import in our tool. So this XML is based on the XSD standard. You have a defined structure. If you create your Excel file in that defined structure, it will convert that Excel into the XML file. Yeah.
So we say that asureSign can make you win. So why we say that is, first reason is definitely you have a improved visibility. You can visualize the things in quite advance. You can see what is happening. So based on that, you can take the right decision. It is makes convenient to identify the reasons of test failures. Thus, you can relate what change make the things to be falling into the gray area where there is a scope for improvement. The next thing is that is very important, it reduces your efforts also. So again, if a error is identified at the early stages, that is always very cheap. If you identify the same error after, say, you have released it to market or after tape out, then again, I think so you know what all consequences it has. A bad time to market, so and a bad damaged brand image. So asureSign also helps you to track each and everything so that you can make the right decision on right time. The third thing is definitely it is good for engineers. It is also good for managers also. Managers can have their customized reports from asureSign, and they can use these reports in any other tool they want. So we are supporting XML, converting these reports to XML format. Then that can act as input to other third-party tools. This is a summary what we have discussed till now. And for more details, you can contact us on our stall.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any questions for Gaurav and Prashant? The one at the back. As you can see, Gaurav and Prashant work very closely together.
My name is Anindo. I work for Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research. My question is, will this tool help for DO-254 compliance?
Please come up again.
Will this tool help for DO-254 compliance, like requirements traces from infographics?
See, this tool is equally good for all industry which has capability to measure anything. If you can measure, we can help you to trace it. We can help you to make the judgment. We can customize this tool according to your specific requirement if you have any. Say if you are finally everything is measured in terms of some matrices. So matrices is the input. Based on that, you are the person who will make the judgment. We are just supporting you to make the right judgment, because we are giving you the complete history how the things have progressed.
But I know DO-254 requires requirements tracing, requirements sign-off, and we support that. We use this for ISO 26262 in automotive, which is a similar requirement to DO-254 in defense standards. Yeah. So I think what you're saying is the standards requirement traceability, requirements management, requirement sign-off. So it does support that. Yeah. What tool do you use for your requirements management? Okay, requirement trace. Okay. Any more questions? Sorry.
I am Ganesh Murthy. If possible, can I compare previous milestone release result and current milestone result?
You want to convert?
Compare previous milestone result and current.
Yes. Result. Our tool supports that. Say everything is tagged based on certain milestones. We are providing comparison of milestones in the verification perspective directly. So two ways we are supporting. Say everything you are doing on a day-to-day basis is called regression. If today's effort, you can say regression number, some particular ID is there for the system. Now, if you want to compare these regression with say yesterday or day before yesterday efforts, then you can use this tool directly and compare, and you can directly trace out why these differences came into the tool.
So basically, it will give you the snapshot like what all tests have been added in the current regressions, which were not there in the previous regressions, or what all tests have been deleted from the current regressions, which were there in the previous regression. So you will get the correct snapshot of your test, of your distance between those two regressions.
It might be best to go to the stand to get the details of that. Okay.